In character manipulation function, there are some of functions that is length, replace, reverse, translate, concat, that is concatenation, or otherwise we can use a pipeline also. Both will concatenate the things. And next is substring, next is in-string, lpad, and padding. In pad, there are lpad and rpad. Lpad means left padding and rpad means right padding. And last is trim. In trim also there is ltrim and rtrim. Ltrim, rtrim. So these are the character manipulation function. The character manipulation function is to customize the characters as per our need. For this purpose, we will be using this character manipulation function. One by one, we will be seeing with an example. First, length. The length function is used to find the length of our input, whether it may be any column names, or if we want to check the length of the phone number, because in some scenario the phone number will be lesser than 10 characters. So in that scenario, it will be an invalid phone number. So in that scenario, we can go for length function to find the length, whether all are in same length, like that we can use. And also we can use for other columns also, like select. I'm just using length. Length of first name from our table name, that is employees. Select length of first name. I want the length of the first name from employees. So if I run this, it will show the length of our first name. And also I can display the first name also. First name, comma, length of first name. So if I didn't mention this, the length alone will be displayed. If I want to display the first name also, I can give the first name, comma, length of first name, means it will give along with the first name. So this is our first name in our employees table, and this is the length of our first name. So the first name is of 5 characters, second name of 6 characters. Like this, it will be showing. If we want in any scenarios, we can go for this length function. And next is reverse. The reverse key, the reverse function is to reverse our input. So if I want to reverse the first name, means we can go for it, like first name, comma, reverse. Reverse of first name from employees. If I run this, so all the first names will be reversed, like last to first characters. Just for reversing purpose, we can go for reverse function. Just to reverse inside bracket the column which we want to be reversed. Only single parameter is allowed inside this, and you can able to reverse. If I want to reverse the last name, again I want to give the same keyword reverse, open bracket, last name and close bracket. We can't use the same column names in the single bracket itself. So you want to declare it separately. And next is concatenation. The concatenation means like first name and last name should be concatenate. We can go for concat function. Select. I'm just selecting the first name, comma, last name, comma, concatenate, concat of first name, comma, last name from employees. This concatenation function will concatenate our first name and last name. So see here, this is our first name and this is our last name. And while using concatenate function, both the first name and last name is concatenate into our single name. So in this scenario, we can use, and also we can when seeing this output, the column name is coming as concatenate first name last name. If I want to rename this, just give a name here as space and name. This is a name, so I'm just giving this as, this is called as alias name. If I want to give a name for temporary purpose, we can give like this in our select statement. While displaying alone, it will be used. Okay, or else we can use as the name, the alias name what we are going to give, like this also we can use. So if we give as also, it will be taking as alias name, or else we can give directly with a single space, like a space and the name which we want to be displayed. If I give means, it will be taken as a column name. So this is for temporary purpose. It will not reflect in our main table, that is our employees table. While displaying alone, it will be displayed. We can also give alias name for our existing columns, like this also a name. So while displaying, the first name is changed as name. So like this we can able to give a name for our column just for displaying purpose. Okay, and in this concatenate there is a drawback. While seeing this output will concatenate, there is no any gap between first name and last name. If we need, you can't give a space in this also. And another drawback in this concatenate is more than two, we can't use more than two parameters. Inside this bracket, we can able to use only two column name. We can't use more than two. So that also a drawback. For that purpose, we are using pipeline concept. Pipeline means just select first name, last name, comma, again first name, pipeline symbol. This will be in the above enter symbol in your keyboard, and last name, some employees. So if we run this, the same output will be coming when we are using concatenate now. The same output will be coming. And if we want any space between or any special characters between first name and last name or between these two columns, you can use here. Like if I want space, give a single quotes, first name, pipeline as space, again pipeline, the last name. The first name will be concatenate with the single space. Afterwards, that should be pipelined with last name. So if I run this statement, the first name and the last name will be having some small space in between that. And if you want any hyphen or any other special characters, and in pipeline concept there is no any restrictions, we can use as many as row we want to concatenate. Like pipeline, I want salary also in the same field means I can go for it, salary. So first name, pipeline with space, pipeline with the last name, pipeline with the hyphen, and it should be combined also with the salary. So if you see here, first name space, last name, and the hyphen is the after that the salary. So we can't, the same thing we can do in concatenate. If we want to concatenate directly, we can use concat function, or else if we want like this means we can go for pipeline concept. I'll show. If I give more than two parameters, it will be giving us invalid number of arguments, because only two arguments are allowed in this syntax. Where if you give more than two arguments, it will be giving error as invalid number of arguments. Okay, so this is concatenation, and next is replace. Replace is to replace any character in our string. We can go with replace function. Replace, here I'm just taking dual table, so I'm just giving Indian, and in this string I want to replace ND. So ND should be replaced as AB. In replace, there are totally three arguments will be accepted. The first argument will be our input. So either it can be a column name or we can give art coding like this. And next argument is which character you wish to replace. In this string, I am just wish to replace of ND, and it should be replaced as AB. So from dual, if I run this, so N and D is replaced as AB. So this is our output. Let's cut and paste in this. So Indian in this input, N and D is replaced as AB. All other things are as it is, like I, A, N. So all other things are the same. The N and D alone will be replaced. And next one is translate. So see the difference between replace and translate. Translate, same input I am just giving. I'm not changing anything. Same input which I pass for replace from dual. I just change the function alone. This is replace and this query is translate. If I run this, so I'm just getting some output, and this is different from what we get for replace. So here in some different output and here some different output. What is difference between replace? Mostly if we use a single character to replace, means both replace and translate are same functionality. So there is no any changes in this. Likewise, replace, it also accept three arguments. First argument is our input, second argument the character which we want to replace, and the third argument to which we want to replace. But when it comes for more than one argument, so more than one characters in this replace, n, our condition is n should be followed by d. So if the condition pass, it will be replaced. So here the n is followed by d, so this alone will is replaced as a and b. Whereas when it comes for translate, it will be mapping with single character, like each and every n will be replaced as a, and each and every d will be replaced as b. So first character with first character and last character with last character, or second character with second character, whatever may be, like our argument, it will be vary. It will be mapping each and every character. So I, next n, so n should be replaced as a, it was changed. Next one, d should be replaced as b and changed. I as it is, as a as it is, and another n is there. So n should, if n came in, it will be translated as a. So again it was translated as a. This is the difference between replace and translate. Replace, the condition, it will check for the condition, what is the condition given by us, n should be followed by d, and then only it will be replaced as ab. Whereas coming for translate, each and every character will be translated, like first character with first character and second character. How many characters we are giving depends upon that, it will be mapping with our fields. So this is difference between replace and translate. And next is substring. Substring is to split the string. If we want to split our full string, means we can go for the substring. Select substring of our input, that is Indian, and in the substring also it will allow of three arguments. First argument is our input, second argument starting position, from which position it should start, and third argument till where it should print. So I am just giving us 3 from dual. See here, I am just given a starting position as 1 and it should print till 3. So the starting position is 1. So I is our first position, until I, from starting from I till D, it will be printing the 3 characters from first position. So I and D. If I change this input, like I'm just giving this as 2. I give that as 2 means it starts from second position, that is n, and from second position it will print till third character, that is NDI. Like this it will be printing. If we want to split our string, we can go for substring. And another thing is we can also pass a single parameter. Like I'm just taking this, that is without ending question. If you pass a single argument, means it will be taken as a starting question, and from starting question it will be print till the end, that until that string end. So in this scenario, it starts from third, that is D, and it was printing till the end portion. DAAN is printed. And we can also use negative values in this. Negative value means if I give -1, -1 means from starting from last portion it will be print. So the last character, -1 means the last one single character, that is n alone will be printed. So if we want to print from last character, we can go with the negative values. So if I give us -3, it will be printing last 3 characters. NAI alone will be printed. So this is of substring. And next function is of instring. Select instring Indian. And instring is to find a particular character position. If we want to find some character position in our string, we can go with the instring. In this, I am going to find the position of n. So what is the position of n regarding to our input? So second argument, which character we are going to find. So I'm just going to find n. And the third argument, from which position it start to search, whether it start from first character to search or from third character to search, whatever. So I'm just giving to search from first character. And if we see in this input, there are two n's are there. So if I want to find the first n or second n, so that should be our fourth parameter. So I'm just to find the first n from starting position. So this is of 1 from dual. So if you see here, I just given the input as Indian, and I just want to find the nth position starting from first. So if we start search from first position, the second I just said to find the first n in our character. So the first nth position is 2. If I change this, I want to find the second n. So I just giving us 2. The second n starting from first position, it should start searching, means it will be giving output as 6. So the output is 6 because the last n position is 6. So it was showing the output as 6. We can also change this. If I just insisted here to search from first position. If I change this, I just giving start from third. The output is 0 because from third position, that is D is our third position. From starting from D, there is only one n, because before that D only, the before that another n was there. So starting from third position, only one n is there. But here I just ask for second n, so it was giving no n was there. So it was, output is 0. If I change as 1, it will give this n position. So starting from third, I just need for first n. So start position is 3, and from 3 the first n is there, and the overall length of the string is 6. So the position will be calculated from overall length. So from starting position D means it won't take this as 4. The position of n in the total string length will be calculated. So this is of in string. And next one is padding. This padding is to decorate purpose, or while if we want to add any prefix or suffix to our name means we can go for this L pad and R pad. So L pad means left side pad and R pad means right side padding. Just giving same input as Indian, and the total length of the character is 6. So IND and IAN, totally 6 characters. So if I want to add a seventh character in the string, so I'm just giving the number as 7. This number should be greater than our length of the string, that is our character. What the input what we given should be greater than this number. Next I want to add a star in the last of this name, so I'm just giving a star from dual. So if we see in the in this function, I just give as L pad, that is left pad. In the left hand side, a star is added. So if I change this value as 10, so the total length should be 10, and total input is of 6 characters. So the remaining 4 characters will be star. So if I want to add 4 stars in our input, like see here, there are 4 stars because here I just given as 10. The length of that input is 6. So 10 minus 6 will be 4, and remaining 4 characters will be coming as stars. Or you can give any prefix or Mr. Mrs. like this. If we want to add means we can go with the L pad and R pad. So if I give R means it will be added in the right side. If I give L means this will be added in the left side of our input, and if I give as R pad means that star will be added in the right side of our input. So the same 4 characters in the last. The overall length should be 10. The second argument we here is passing is the overall length. So after adding this anything like star or whatever maybe, so after adding this, what should be our length of the character? For that we can go for L pad and R pad. And next one is trim. Select trim and our input Indian, and this trim is to remove the empty spaces. If our input have some blank spaces like in front and back, you can go for trim from dual. So if you see here, the name is the length, that is our column name is high, so here the empty space is coming. So if I change this also, just giving us name, that is alias name for our column. So if you see, the empty spaces will be removed. When we use trim, if by mistake any empty space in our input string, that can be removed by using trim. And either if we want to preserve in left side or right side, we can go for L trim and R trim. So L trim will remove the spaces in the left side, and R trim means it will be removing the empty spaces on the right side. So if we want to preserve any spaces, so we can go for L trim or R trim. Or if we want to remove whole spaces in our input string means we can go for trim alone. And the string will be replay that it will remove the white spaces in front and back only. If any spaces be in between the character means you should be handle this with replace or translate. So what we done here, so just to replace the query is, so I will alter this statement and show. So if any white spaces in between, this means it should be replaced. So space and empty space. Like this, if you should be removing, if any empty spaces in between the characters means you can write a query like this, either replace or translate. But when it comes when the white spaces are coming in before or after our string means we can go for trim. Okay. Any doubt in this? Clear? Or anything on to repeat, or it was clear? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, practice it. If you feel any difficulty while writing by yourself, just ping me on WhatsApp. Okay. And let's move on to next topic. Next topic is number function. Number function. Number function is to handle while you are handling any numeric calculations, we'll be using this number function. Please, can you all go on mute? So if you have any doubt, unmute and ask. All other things, please let be on mute. And next is number function. In number function, there are round, trunk, mod, seal, floor, and sign. These are the number functions. So let's see one by one with our example. So round function means like our mathematical values only. If a decimal point is more than 5, it will be round to next value. If it is less than 5 means the same value will be coming. That is round of 10.4. The other input is round of 10.6 from dual. So if I run this, the first input is 10.4. So it is the decimal value is lesser than 5. So the output is 10. And when come for second input, that it was the decimal point is 10.6. So the output is 11. The decimal value is more than 5 means it will be round off to the next value. And next one is trunk. So if I want to eliminate the decimal value and print bench, you can go for trunk. So trunk of 10.4, I'm just giving same input, and trunk of 10.6 from dual. So if you use trunk, it won't consider our decimal values. So I just write the whole number alone. It will not consider what will be the decimal point. So I just eliminate our decimal point and it just print the whole value, that is 10. So 10 is our in both the cases 10.4 also 10 and 10.6 also will the output will be same. And in the round and trunk, there is a we can pass the second argument. So if there are select round 10.423, so there are having some couple of decimal points. So if we want the decimal points, like particularly 2 decimal points should be displayed, means we can able to print in this dual. So round comma 2, like singles comma, and just give this till which argument you want. In this I just want to print the 2 portion in our decimal point. I just given as 2. So if we want 3 portions from our decimal point, you can give us 3 or 4 as we wish. So see here in the round function, I just printed with along with the decimal point, that is along with 2 decimal point, like salary calculations along with that columns will be done with paisas calculation. So in that scenario you can go for like this. So the decimal point with 2 positions, and you can also use the same thing in this trunk function. You can able to pass the second argument. The only thing is differ is that value also rounded when we use the round function. See here, it was 423, the third character is 3, so it is lesser than 5 value. The output is 10.42. When it comes for this input 10.657, the third character is more than 5, so the 5 value is rounded to 6, so 10.66. So if we come for trunk, it will give as it is. it won't round the value. So 10.42, so it was same, the values is lesser than 5, and here the values the third value is more than 5. In that scenario also the output is 10.65. So this is round and trunk. And next is seal. Select seal, seal of 10.4. Seal means sealing value, so topmost value will be displayed 6 from dual. So while using seal, it will not consider anything. So if the value have any decimal points, automatically the value will be boosted to next value. That is, if 10.4 also will be giving output as 11, and 10.6 also will be giving the output as 11. So the next highest value from that decimal value, next highest whole number value. So this is the 5 is lesser than 5. Sorry, the decimal value is lesser than 5, but in that case also the output is 11. This is seal, and next one is floor. The floor is just opposite to seal. The floor value, lowest value. Whatever the value may be, even if it's 10.9 also, it will be rounding the value as 10. That is a floor. So the trunk and floor, sorry, the trunk and floor will be look like similar, and they have same functionality. One thing different is we can able to pass the second argument in trunk, but we can't pass the second argument in floor. This is a difference between trunk and floor, because if we see in this output, same will give a same out 10.4 and 10.6. So it was giving output as 10. Same output will be given in the floor function. So both have same functionality, but difference between this trunk and floor is we can able to pass the second argument. That is, if we want any particular decimal points, we can able to get it from trunk, but we can't get that. We can't pass any second argument in floor function. And next last function is mod. Select mod means remaining value. So 10 comma 2 comma mod of 10 comma 3 from dual. 10 comma 2 means 10 divided by 2. So 10 divided by 2, the remainder value will be 0. Whereas 10 divided by 3 means it will in 9, in third table the value will be 9 and remainder will be 1. So the remainder value will be displayed. If we divide means we will be getting the dividend value. So if we want to get the remainder value, we can go for mod. And next is sign. So all these number functions will be handled when you are handling any numeric calculations on like that scenario only. So next one is select sign. So sign will be giving the either it's a negative value or positive value. That's it. So I'm just giving that sign minus 12, again sign of plus value. So plus 12 from divide. So if we see this is a minus value, so the output is coming as -1, and this is a plus value, so the output is +1. Like this, if it's a minus, it will be coming in minus value, and it plus, it will be coming as a positive value. So this is number function. So while handling any numeric calculations, it will be helpful to handle the decimal values. Clear? Any doubt in this number function? Can we move on to our next topic? Okay, today our last topic is null function. null function is usually the null value is not equal to null and null value is not equal to 0 also, that is a null. So in this null there are four functions: nvl, nvl2, nullif, and collis. So these are all null functions: nvl, nvl2, nullif, and collis. Let's see one by one with an example. And in 1 minute the class will be cut. So it's a trial version of Zoom. So every 40 minutes the class will be cut out if more than participants are there. So please rejoin in the same link. Okay, just after seeing this null function, today we can wind up. So in this null function, first thing we can go for NVL. So this null function is to handle null values in our table. For example, we can see our employees table, select star from employees. So if you see in our employees table, these are the columns in our employees table, and there is a column called as commission PCT. So in this commission PCT, there are some null values in this column and also some values also present in this column. If I want to replace this null value, we can go for NVL function. Like we can select this column alone, select commission PCT alone. So select commission PCT from employees. So it just print the commission PCT column alone. If we can pass now the NVL function, that is NVL. So NVL usually accept two arguments. So if the first argument is null, it will print the second argument, else the first argument. So the first argument is our column, that is commission PCT, and second argument is I'm just giving this as 0. So you can give as you wish, either null value or you can give wordings also. Depends upon the column data type, you can give the whatever as you wish. Here I just giving as 0. So if the value, that is n, it will accept two arguments. The first argument is the same value or else the 0. If the value is null, it should replace the 0. Else if there is any value, means it should be remains the same. That is our NVL function. So I am just running this query. If you see here, it when the value is null, it just replaced as 0. If there is any value, it just remains the same, so it won't disturb that values all. So that is null NVL function. It accepts two argument. If first argument is null, it will be replaced as second argument, else it will be the first argument. The first argument means the same value will be remain same. This is null function, sorry, NVL. Next one is NVL2. Select NVL2. So NVL2 will accept three arguments. So if we want to compare any columns, we can go with this NVL2. Here I'm just giving as Java, Java, Oracle. So I'm just giving like this from dual. So NVL2 will accept three arguments. If first two arguments are same, it will print the first argument value. So in this scenario, the first two arguments are same, so it was printing the first argument value. If first two arguments are different, it will print the second argument value. So it will print the second argument value. If first totally three argument, it will accept. If first argument and second argument same, it will print the first argument value. If first two argument value are different, then it will print the second argument value. Next, if any of the value is null, if first or second argument is null, it will print the third argument value, that is our oracle. So the first argument value is null, so it just print the third argument value. NVL2 accept three argument. If first two argument are same, it just print the first argument value. If first two are different, it will print the second argument value. And if any of the value is null on first argument, so it will just directly go to the third argument value. In live scenario based, take an example, you are working in a company and you just want to check whether the salary is hiked for every person or not. So you, in that scenario, you can use this null function. So the first input is the existing salary, and second input is the incremented salary. So after adding hike, this is our like, just imagine it. So the second input is our hiked salary after increment, and the third value is default value. So for an fresher means 15K is a salary, means it will be, it can, that can be given as a third argument. So it will be comparing the three columns. So if the older salary and hiked salary is same, so it should be print the same value. If old salary and high salary is incremented salary is different, it should print the incremented salary. If new employees will not have this old salary, existing salary and new salary, so in that scenario, it should print the new salary. So this is a live scenario, which, like, imagine it. If we want to, here we know we can't able to compare any three columns. We don't have data for it. So as I just explained in this dual. So if we want to compare any column, we can go for NVL2 functions. Okay. Next one is null if. So select null if, and it will accept two argument, Java, Java from dual. So it will accept two argument. If first argument is first and second argument, so both argument are same, it will return null value. If both the values are same, it will return null value. If it different, means it will return first argument value. So if first and second argument value is different, so it will return the first argument value. This is null if function. Null if accept two argument, both are same, returns null value, both are different, returns first value. And last null function is coalesce. Select coalesce of null value null. This coalesce will return first not null value. Oracle command null Java from dual. So like this, the input means it returns first not null value. So in this scenario, the first not null value is Oracle, so the output will be Oracle. So whatever the string may contain, but it returns first not null value in our input. So in this, there are two not null values, that is Java and Oracle and Java, but it returns first not null value, that is Oracle. Okay, this is of coalesce. Coalesce means returns first not null value, and there is no any restrictions of argument, like one or two argument alone will be accepted. It will accept n number of arguments. It returns the first not null value. Or okay, this is of null function. Any doubt in this null function? Whether it's clear? And all those definitions I will be typing and I will share with you. How many arguments, that and all I will be typing and I will send it to you.